Hey grillers, Brad here from BB Grill Shack. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make a spatchcock chicken. This is just a style of chicken. It's really awesome, so let's get started. So spatchcock chicken is just a style of cooking chicken. It basically means laying it flat, breast side up, by cutting out the spine and opening it up from the back. I like to use scissors or kitchen shears, but you could use a knife or a serrated knife as well. People cook spatchcock chickens for a lot of reasons. The main reasons for me are I think it's easier to carve, I think the presentation looks better, I think it cooks faster, and I think it cooks more evenly. Spatchcock chicken is really just a style of cooking chicken, and so the recipe you can make your own. So the first step is we're going to take our chicken out, we're going to remove any innards that are in there. They usually give you the neck and some innards. We're going to remove that, put it into a stock pot on the side, and make some stock out of it. Making stock out of these extra chicken parts is really optional, but might as well. It makes really good broth and you have it already. Don't let it go to waste. Next, we're going to start from the neck side of the chicken and cut the spine out. Just cut down either side of the spine from the neck side down to near the legs. So there are going to be some rib bones as you're cutting this spine out. That's okay. Your knife or scissors should be able to get through it. Just be persistent and eventually you'll get it. Feel free to remove any other big chunks of fat or anything that looks weird to you. This is a perfect time to do it. Flip the chicken over, breast side up, and push down in the middle, kind of like CPR, and you'll hear a little crack. This will get the chicken to lay really flat, and this is what we want. Now we're going to go ahead and season it up. Use whatever seasonings you want. Personally, I'm rubbing it with oil, doing a little bit of salt and pepper, rosemary, garlic, and onion powder. We're going to let this sit and soak in while we heat up our smoker. I'm going to turn mine up to 350. You can do this recipe in a smoker, a grill, gas grill, your oven, a brick oven, really whatever you want. We're going to shoot for 325 to 350 Fahrenheit, and the reason is we want to cook the chicken pretty quick, but we also want the skin to get crispy and not be chewy and rubbery. Using a higher temperature like 325 or 350 is going to help us get that crispier chicken and help avoid any rubberiness. Once the smoker preheats, I'm just going to throw the chicken onto a wire rack and I'm going to throw it on the smoker as is. You can use a pan for this, but I like to allow the smoke and the heat to hit the chicken directly. Leave the chicken for about 30 minutes and then we're going to come back and check on it and add any sauces that we want to add. I'm not saucing my chicken today, but if you were going to add barbecue sauce or hot sauce, now would be a good time for the first layer. The 30-minute check mark is also a good time for us to add a thermometer probe so we can keep track of this and take it out when it reaches 165. Next, we're going to continue tracking the temperature of our chicken. We want to take it out when it reaches 160 to 165. The USDA safe temperature is 165. If we take it out at 160, it's probably safe to assume that it'll rise to 165 while we rest it. After about 55 minutes, my chicken reached an internal temperature of 166 degrees. This is maybe a minute too long, but you couldn't tell in the end result. It was super juicy. The secret is you gotta rest it. I'm gonna take my chicken off the smoker, put it on a pan so I can save the drippings. I'm gonna tent it with foil and let it rest for about 30 to 45 minutes. After it's rested, the chicken is ready to be carved up. I like to carve it into just 6 pieces. It makes it really easy. I cut off each of the thighs, I cut off each of the wings, and then I cut off the breasts from the rib cage. I like to start with the legs. They're pretty easy. You can just cut down straight through them and tear away anything if you have to, and they come right off. The breast is a bit harder. Finding your way around the rib cage and the shoulder bones is kind of hard, so use your fingers, and once you get to the end, just chop through if you need to. You can always remove this later before you serve it, or just let your guests know that it has a little bit of bone on the back. Removing the wings, I find sometimes it's easier to just tear them off than it is to even try to cut them. Move everything to a pan and it's ready to serve. Take the rib cage and any other trimmings that you find and throw it into your stock pot with the other innards that you already put in there. Add these trimmings to the other trimmings, some celery, some carrots, some onion, and boil for a few hours. Strain it out and you'll end up with some beautiful broth. Now you're just going to plate up that chicken with some of your favorite sides and enjoy it. It's really, really good. Thanks for sticking around, you guys. I really loved cooking this chicken this week. It was really fantastic, so good, so juicy, so flavorful, and I really enjoyed it. It was just what I needed. Now that the weather is starting to turn around, get out there, barbecue, try some new things. I'll catch you guys next week. Have a good weekend. Spatchcock chicken is the way to go.